Check 1 2 1 2 1 2, family. We back. We back sooner than what we thought. We back sooner than what we thought.
I be that more you gon' remember. Be more. I be that more you gon' remember. Nap town. I be that more you gon' remember. Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. LA. I be that more you gon' remember. New York. I be that more you gon' remember. Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number.
Peace and love, family. We back sooner than what I thought, family. Unfortunately, I got some bad news to report. Give me a second, family. Just in. Grandmaster J, the leader of the NFAC. Can y'all hear me? Press 1 if y'all can hear me, family. Press 1 if y'all can hear me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think this is something to cheer about, but I'm going to report it because we got to understand that, family, when you play games with these people, man, these people, man, hold up. Let me get my set straight. How y'all doing today? Press 1 if y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me good? Can y'all hear me good? So what we're going to do is we're going to go straight to the story real quick, family. Make sure everybody can hear me. Y'all hear me good? So okay. What we're going to Okay, cool. Everybody can hear me. Everybody can hear me. Let's go straight to the story. Breaking news, family. Breaking news. Brother Tahaka Bay is bringing you breaking news. Let me say, family, first and foremost, this is nothing to get excited about. I don't think this is nothing to cheer about, because this is just another lost soul in our community. You know what I mean? This is just another lost soul in our community that was playing games with a group of people, you know, and maybe this possibly even could be an exit strategy. I don't change my position that this guy is an agent, but we know there's levels to this demonstration. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? There's levels to this demonstration. This could be the Trump exit strategy. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is that this is never nothing to cheer about, because it still give evidence to the law, to the state of our community, whether they are pulling him out or whether he's really being charged for pointing guns at an agency that is not aware of what he's involved in. But whatever the case may be, I am going to report it. And in this report, family, shout out to all my brothers and sisters who keep me. Listen, I work, I take care of my family, and fortunately, I got a lot of people that in the background that they support. They send me information. And they keep me on my toes as to what's going on. So with that being said, family, I salute you. You know who you are. I know who you are. And let's just keep it going to waking up our people, because it's going to take more than me on Moorish World TV. It's going to take a team for us to wake our people up, and to wake up not only our people per se, but people that fall victim to ignorance every day. You know what I mean? Like, whether you be European, whether you be Asiatic, you should not fall victim to stupidity. So here we go. The leader of the NFAC facing charges. Hold up. Let me make sure that we got he on the full screen. Let's make sure he on the full screen. Hold up. And let me change this brand. Let me change him brand. There we go. Make sure he on the full screen. You see what I'm saying? So here we go. Leader of the NFAC facing charges for allegedly pointing a gun at federal agents, officers. It goes on to say, December the 3rd, 2020, at 1:21 p.m. It is now 4:15 on the East Coast, so this happened just a few hours ago. Breaking news. Come on, man. Come on, Michael Carter. Thanks, Michael Carter. Thank you for the what they call it, the cash chat, whatever they call it. But I thank you and everybody who support the Cash App and the Super Chat. That's what they call it, the Super Chat. And so it says, the head of the self-proclaimed militia who protested in Louisville with hundreds of armed followers. Do you follow me? Well, hundreds of armed followers have been arrested. Wave 3 News troubleshooters have learned John Fitzgerald Johnson, or Grandmaster J, was booked into a local facility on federal charges by the FBI. Now, you know, when the federal people come, there either two things happen when it comes to a covert operation. They're either pulling you out or they really pulling you in, because I'll explain that in a minute. It's multiple layers or multiple ways we can go to this. Thank you, Cryptonomics. Thank you, Cryptonomics. Hey, Cryptonomics, let me stop for a second. Let me stop for a second. Cryptonomics, I'm going to do like our boy do. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. That's how Honor do. Lenore Honor. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the super chat. Shout out to Lenore Honor. I'm a big fan, family. But with that being said, family, let's go back into it. Let's read it. So it goes on to say that according to multiple sources, the charges for allegedly, let me make sure we get the full screen up here real quick. There we go. Yep, we got the full screen. For allegedly, John Fitzgerald Johnson was booked into a facility on federal charges by the FBI, according to multiple sources. The charge is for allegedly pointing a long gun at federal agents and Louisville Metro Police Department officers. The incident happened during the day of protest in September on one of the handful visits by the YouTube blogger. Now, this is what we have to pay attention to. We must pay attention to the language. You know what I mean? We must pay attention to the language. First of all, if this happened in July, and it's clearly that he pointed the gun at the police, why did they wait so long? That's something of concern. That's something of concern because when you point a gun at somebody in public, that's clear. What's the wait for? You know what I mean? So it says September. I'm sorry. So it says September. The incident happened during a day protest in September. October, November, 2 months later. This could be questionable. And a handful of visit by the YouTube blogger. It goes on. Less than a minute after former LMPD spokesman and advisor to Chief Jesse Halliday was recorded coming out of nearby building and giving a member of Johnson Group a hug, the video was posted on social media and drew criticism from officers across the state. Halliday no longer works at LMPD. Johnson identifies himself as the leader of the NFAC, or Not Effing Around Coalition, a self-proclaimed militia which includes hundreds of members. Johnson online videos have thousands of views. He ran for president of the United States in 2016. The group gathered in Louisville a couple of times to join protests surrounding Breonna Taylor. So with that being said, family, this seems to be this seems to be a little bit suspicious to me. And I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. I really don't. I really don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but this does sound a bit fishy. The reason why this sounds a bit fishy, let me say this. The reason why this sounds a bit fishy, because now two things might happen. And family, I'm going to go back and we're going to review this as time goes on, because I am a thinker and I am a researcher. And we'll go back and look at this video as time goes on. But two things that stand out to me, you know what I mean? The two things that stand out to me. If anybody remember Stone Mountain, when he pointed the gun, or not pointed the gun, but he threatened the European on side of the mountain and said, get out of here before we kill you. You know what I mean? But nobody said anything about that. Now, trust me, I don't want nobody to get locked up. That's not what I want. I mean, I don't care what side you are on. I don't want nobody to get locked up. I ain't interested in any of that, you know. But when two factors we must factor in. One of the factors that we must factor in is that I pointed out that he was being security for Trump, right? And I pointed out that he pretty much was here to stir up confusion as it relates to grassroots organizations. That's why he started with Black Lives Matters and changed it to All Lives Matters, and infiltrated the new Black Panther Party, the Hashim regime. And with all that being considered, and now Trump is no longer here. Now Trump is about to be moved out of office. And matter of fact, even Trump kind of conceded in a speech yesterday by saying if he doesn't win, then he'll be back in 4 more years. So Trump is already wrapping it up. He's chalking it up. But now that he's chalking it up, he just said it yesterday, now it seems like that all the operations are now going to wrap up too. I'm telling you. And I was listening to the talk of Grandmaster Jay even this morning. Even this morning. And I'm not saying Empress say Trump ain't going nowhere, trust. Well, I'm telling you what he said yesterday. Trump said yesterday that if he is not in office in January, then he'll be back in 4 years. That's an indication that he realizes that he might not make it in January. I could care less, personally. But what I'm saying is, because he is showing himself to be wrapping it up, now it appears that all operations may be at a halt. You follow me? Now, let me share this with you. Let me thank all of my Moorish World TV researchers. I want to thank you. I'm not going to say your name, but I want to thank you for all that you do. Now, you are amazing, family. Listen, we can't do this by ourselves. We can't do this by ourselves. And I'm telling you, we got an amazing team of Moorish World TV researchers here. I mean, it seems like, I'm going to tell you what I think I've done too. I think what I've done is I have created or inspired people to dig deeper into research. Has anybody watched this Moorish World TV program? Begin to Google a little harder, begin to dig a little deeper since you've been watching this. If you have, press 1. Press 1 that since I've been covering Grandmaster Jay story, that now you begin to question and begin to dig deeper. Even if you dug deep before, do you now dig a little bit deeper? Press 1 if that's the case. Because if that's the case, that's the purpose of this. Don't let nobody give you no wooden nickels. Don't let nobody sell you no cold water when your water already cold. Don't let nobody tell you that their ice is colder than yours. That's the purpose of Moorish World TV. The purpose, thank you, family. Thank you. Because the purpose of Moorish World TV is not to antagonize, is not to ridicule. The purpose of Moorish World TV is to enlighten, inspire, to have a laugh, and awaken the public. And so with that being said, hold on 1 second. Hello, mother. Ma, I'm live on my Moorish World TV show. You want to speak to the people? Hold up. Ma, no, don't do that. Man, you live. We live. Say hello.
Hello, people, but don't do that.
Well, they already heard you. I call you back when I finish. You on Moorish World TV. We got 223 people listening right now. All right?
Oh, my goodness. I'm going to get you.
Y'all say hi to mama. They can't hear. You can't hear them. They in the chat. 223 people. We got breaking news. I'm going to call you back in a minute. They say, tell mama I say hi. They say, Cryptonomics say, mama on live stream. They say, I love you, mama. Hey, I call you as soon as I'm done. Everybody, over 200 people say, hi, mama. I call you when I'm done. Yeah, mama call it family. But listen, I had to hang up for mom. I had to talk to moms for a second. Yeah, you know, mama don't be playing justice for Brianna. Now, brother Akhenaten, how you doing? Yeah, you know, my I gotta pick up for mama. But she understands that I am a resolutionary. So I'm always on the mission. I'm always on the mission. So what I wanted to say is, I wanted to say thank you for all the Moorish World TV researchers, because without you, this would not be possible. This would not be possible without you. The Moorish World TV researchers are amazing, and they got it coming in now. They got it flooded coming in now. Oh yeah, buddy, here we go. Let's look at it. So it says here, hold up. Two of the officers wearing soft body armor, but were aware that soft body armor would not stop. Hold up. It's an affidavit. Let me stop it. Let me get to the. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing, man, because we got the best researchers in the game. We got the best researchers in the game. Give me 1 second. So I hope y'all can see it. Let me make sure that y'all can see it. Yep, you can see it. Okay, here we go. So it says, Grandmaster J, leader of NFAC militia that demonstrated in Louisville, arrested on federal charge. Then it goes on to say, Johnson is charged with assaulting, resisting, and impeding certain officers or employees, according to court documents. He is currently being held in the Oldham County Detention Center. A probable cause affidavit states that on September 4th, the night before the 2020 Kentucky Derby, Johnson pointed a rifle at Louisville Metro police officers as well as federal officers. The alleged incident took place just after 8:30 p.m. as officers were conducting surveillance over demonstrators at Jefferson Squares in downtown Louisville. At the time, an LMPD radio transmission without notifying officers that a group of 6 to 8 heavily armed individuals, and then it chops. It goes on to say, investors say that the flashlight that was on the end of the rifle that Johnson was pointing at them. All of the officers identified the suspects as Grandmaster J according to court documents. 2 of the officers was wearing body soft armor, but were aware that body soft armor would not stop a rifle round, affidavit states. Now that will show you that officers wearing body soft armor was trying to blend in. Now I'm gonna go back and check out these feeds real quick, but if an officer is wearing body soft armor, that means that they were trying to fit in. Jesse Holiday, a spokesman, and it's just like the sister Celia said that these Europeans were in the ranks, or they were around, they were nearby. Jesse Holiday, a spokesman for LMPD, met with Johnson and another member of the group about 30 seconds after the incident and later identified Johnson from surveillance video, according to documents. So listen, they met with them 30 seconds after. Right there. Somebody say, show the picture again. Somebody want to see the picture again? There's the picture. Who was this here? Joy Noble Temples. I don't know what somebody sent that for, but there we go. Jesse Holiday, a spokesman for LMPD, met with Johnson and another member of the group about 30 seconds after the incident and later identified Johnson from surveillance video, according to the documents. According to Oldham Detention Center, Johnson was booked on Thursday, December the 3rd, just before 1 p.m. Roughly 200 members of NFAC were in Louisville on Derby Day during the protest over the death of Breonna Taylor when she was shot. So here you go. There it is. Now what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna stop this so I can bring this down and I can blow it up so we can zoom in on it. Because I gotta give y'all the best that I got. I think it's Anita Baker. Giving you the best that I got. I gotta give you the best that I got. I can't give you a half step. I gotta give you the best that I got. So we're gonna blow him up real quick. Let's blow him up. Oh, we gotta blow him up. All right, let's blow him up real quick. Okay. Let me get him down real quick, and let's see what the actual picture look like real quick. Okay, let me get him up off there. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna give you the best that I got. So let's look at the exact picture. So here's the picture right here, and I remember this too, if I'm not mistaken. If we wasn't watching, when he said that somebody's on the roof. Y'all remember this? I mean, they was doing this often, so I can't say I remember this. But, pointing guns at people and yeah, so let me tell you something. We have to be honest with ourselves. Only two things are happening here. Mission aborted, I mean to say. Mission aborted, or now it's time to validate that he's legit because they locked him up. Let him go, and now bigger following. Do y'all hear what I just said? Two things is about to happen, and I'm saying it right here. If they let him go and he be quiet and go on and chill, I get it. Still do his morning mentals, I get it. But say I ain't doing militia no more, I get it. If he just disappear, that's a sign. And they watching me right now, so they're going to think of a strategy, I'm pretty sure. Now, or they let him go and then he begins to build a bigger following because he says that, now listen, how can I be an agent? They locked me up. Somebody say, I thought he didn't have any bullets in the gun. You don't have to have bullets in the gun to get charged with pointing a gun at somebody. What are you talking about? That doesn't make sense, family. That doesn't make sense, family. You don't have to be charged. You can point a fake gun at somebody and get charged. You don't have to have a bullet in the gun. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's be for real. Let's be for real. You know what I mean? Like we need to think better. You know what I mean? We need to think better. So, family, yeah, you don't be gather information. And guess what though? Listen to the key words behind what the report says. It says they found out. They knew 3 minutes later, but they found out after checking footage. Guess who else they checking footage on? Guess who else they checking footage on? Huh? Guess who else? Everybody who signed up for that militia, they gonna get them computers. That's how they get your information. They already got mine because I'm a vlogger, as they like to say. But now I didn't give them your information. I didn't give them your information. They confiscated my computers. You see? Y'all follow me? I didn't give nobody your information. They confiscated my computers. That's how they get your information. You see? They already got the NFAC. Those who signed up for NFAC that was being reckless. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Those who signed up with NFAC and those that was being reckless. If somebody's trying to call in, let me tell you, you don't have to call in. Come to the chat. You can come to the chat. You don't have to turn your camera on. Cryptonomics, come in, brother. Tell me what you think, brother. You've been following this story. Tell me what you think, Cryptonomics. Come on in. You don't have nobody have to turn your camera on. Yeah, they hacked my computer. Somebody said what happened here. The leader, Grandmaster J, has been charged. He's been officially charged with pointing a gun at federal agents and officers. And so what I'm telling people is that what's happening is two things has happened. They are going to validate him or they're going to pull him out. You know what I mean? That's it. What I mean by validate him, they are going to say, listen, how can he be an agent? He just got locked up. You see what I'm saying? With that being said, I got my brother. I want all the smoke in the building. Brother, listen, you need to be picking up the phone and calling me, brother. I be thinking you be disappearing like them Fugazi people when I don't hear from you. And I'm so busy. You know what I mean? Now, I see you in the building last night.
Man. I've been busy. I told you to send me the link, dog, because I don't let me do it off my phone for some reason.
So, brother, before somebody else try to get in here real quick, brother, what do you think about this? Talk to me. Oh, man, you breaking up, brother.
Yo, there we go.
There you go. What do you think?
There we go. You hear me?
Yes, sir. What do you think about all this?
You muted or I'm muted?
You good. I can hear you. You good.
It's me? Hold on. Damn it, man. Let me see what's going on here.
Okay, Crip, I might be back on later. I just wanted to get this.
Oh, hold on. There you go.
But I would love to get people on who has seen me cover.
I can hear you on my thing, but not on my. I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay. So, brother said, read the complaint. If anybody has the complaint and you're my friend on, you can email it to me to alkabay@yahoo.com, and we'll read the complaint here. If anybody read the complaint, or send me the link at yahoo.com, and just put in their complaint so I can pick it up right now.
There we go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. I told you, bro. Boy, you best stop. Them people better stop playing with them European boys like that, boy.
Yeah, but you know, it's all seemed like a little bit suspect too, because if somebody point a gun at somebody in September, it shouldn't take that long to arrest them if they're coming. You know how that thing works.
Well, no, because they're doing the nah, dog, because it's federal and state. You know what I'm saying? So what they're doing is, you know, like if I got like a gang, right? It's the same thing that we're like catching over 2 times. You know what I'm saying? They'll build up the case to get everybody else jammed up with, you know what I mean, with the T tag. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do, bro. They try to make it they try to do it so that everybody they can get everybody jammed up the way they want them jammed up. Anybody who send that email, dog, to join them, it's a wrap.
Oh, yeah.
It's a wrap.
Oh, listen. There is no doubt in my mind. That many people. Now, let me tell you something. There's a lot of people that walked away. There is a lot of people that walked away.
It don't matter, though.
But if they are on camera committing something egregious that the government consider a crime, they're gone. But Grandmaster J, I feel, you know what I mean? I just think this is very suspicious. This is very suspicious. It's very suspicious.
It's kind of weird, the timing on it, though. I'm not gonna lie there. You know what I'm saying? It is kind of weird, but I think he was in a position to move in there. You know what I'm saying? With Trump. But not only was he in that position, he threw himself off the position somehow, and he tried to elevate. You see, he wanted to shine so hard. Let's say he's not one of them boys, right? You try to elevate yourself so high, so hard, and try to make yourself look so Bogetti. That's why the revolution will never be televised. That's the whole purpose of not doing it, because they're gonna cut you off at your limbs. So if he is a real one, you're about to find out. But if from what the charges that he has on that statement, he shouldn't have no bail.
Yeah. So I'm looking it up as you talking. I'm actually looking to see if there is a bail. You know what I'm saying?
There shouldn't be no bail because it's state and federal. Now, if he has a bail, there's some fugaziness going on with it. He has to go in front of the magistrate. You know that, though, when it's federal. The magistrate is the ones going to let you sign off on your own, or they're going to put a bail. You shouldn't get no bail off the back when you get locked up like that when it's federal, because they say he pointed at federal and local law enforcement.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's going to fall on the federal before it falls on the state. State is just a backup.
Hold up.
Let me find out they infiltrated right now.
No. I'm trying to cover like 3 things at one time to see if any more breaking news coming up. So I'm on the YouTube channel, and I'm also sharing it with other people. But I think you know that the that one of the likelihoods of an exit strategy makes a lot of sense. You know what I mean? Because
it's just fishy.
Yeah,
it is fishy. But the
fishy.
thing is, you got to realize too, Trump ain't losing. See, because he got them cases. You see what I'm saying?
The whole thing is they got to wrap up the election regardless what people think. They got to.
Oh, yeah, you know December 14th.
And what I'm saying is Trump gave the impression just yesterday that he's ready to concede.
Yeah, but that dude, he played chess, man.
I'm just telling you. Yeah, the way that he said it, and I'm telling you, I study people. The way that he said it, it was like, if I don't win, if I'm not in the office in January, basically what he said, if I'm not in the office in January, then I will be back running in 4 years. So that's setting the stage. You follow me?
Yeah, but he also, though, you got to realize too what they said with the DOJ too, how they said that they ain't have enough evidence to show fraud, bro. It's all dumb dudes, man. You know how the government plays, man. They play dirty.
Yeah, but you know, I also you know, not only do they play dirty, but they also play the setup game.
Yeah, of course.
Remember, we gotta remember that Europeans they play the game for years down the road. They
Master
don't play
manipulators.
The game like us. We play the game for the next minute.
Yeah. They master manipulators. They set themselves up for the long term. We do the short term thing. They do the long term thing.
Yeah, and so that's the thing that we got to pay attention to. So just because, see, we looking for immediate. See, we're a type of person, man, that we want freedom so bad that we want it immediate. You see what I'm saying? And so
we don't happen like that, though.
Gratification. You know what I'm saying? But the European and the powers that be, they seek long-term gratification. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, of course. But that's why we tell people too, like, whatever we do, don't be on social media, because you can't move like that. As soon as you try to move like that and all that, you're just setting yourself up for the kill. There's no reason why you should be showing anything about you shooting and all that. All that stuff is illegal, bro.
Right.
Understand. This is what people don't understand. Showing guns and all that on social media, and then if you got a group, you're going to get a T tag or a G tag. The G tag is the gang tag or the terrorist tag. So you got to watch what you say on social media. You can't move like that. There's no freedom. There's no such thing as freedom of speech, bro. It doesn't exist.
Man, freedom ain't free, brother. Let me get another person up in here, brother. I'm going to hit you up later, brother. I miss you. I haven't heard from you.
Man, come on, man. I'll be in the chat, boy. Cut that out. I got you.
Peace, love. So, family, thanks again to all of my researchers. Moorish World TV got the best researchers in the game. Here we go, family. You ain't going to get the information like from here. Here we go, family. Are y'all in the chat? Let's read it. Let's read it. Let's read it. Are y'all ready? Come on, man. We got the best researchers in the game. Here we go, family. Everybody need to be thumbsing up this video now. Thumbs up this video. All right? So here we go. United States District Court for the Western District of Kentucky. United States of America versus John F. Johnson, aka Grandmaster J, defended. I, the complainant, this is the criminal complaint. I, the complainant. I dropped the link as soon as I finish reading this. I, the complainant in this case, state the following is true to the best of my knowledge and belief. On or about September 4th, 2020, in the county of Jefferson in the Western District of Kentucky, the defendant violated Code Section 18 U.S.C. 111, assaulting, resisting, impeding certain officers or employees. The criminal complaint is based on these facts. Continued on the attached sheet. Complainant signatures, Daniel Nally, Special Agent, FBI. Printed name and title. Judge signature, Regina S. Edwards, U.S. Magistrate. Judge, printed name and title. Date, December 2nd, 2020. So that's the date that it was issued. He was picked up the next day. So it goes on to say, Daniel Nally, a special agent with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, being duly sworn, hereby state the following. All right, let's see. We got 350. Let's stop for a minute. We got 359 people in the chat. Let's thumbs up so we can get the information out. 359 people and only 60 thumbs up. Ain't nobody else giving it to you like this. Support the media. Support the research. Support the researchers. Yeah, I know y'all don't like me. Y'all think I'm having a fun now. No, it's never fun when one of our own is peeing in the wind and then pee running on their face. It's never fun. It's never fun. Now, it's never fun. But with that being said, everybody thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up, family. Super chats are welcome. Cash App, hit the Cash App. FDA School, hit the Cash App. FDA School, hit the Cash App. Marcus Garvey Academy. So here we go. It says, let me make sure I got it so you can see the full page. There we go. Okay, you got the full page. Daniel Nally, a special agent for the Federal Bureau of Investigation, being duly sworn, hereby state the following. I am investigative of law enforcement officer within the meaning of the federal rule of the criminal procedure 41 A2C, that is, a government agent engaged in enforcing the criminal laws and duly authorized by the Attorney General to make arrests. I, Daniel Nally, have been a special agent of the FBI since January 2016. As a special agent of the FBI, I am authorized to investigate crimes involving violation of federal law. I have been involved in the investigation of numerous types of offenses against the United States, including cyber crimes, crimes against children, violent crimes, and gangs. I have received training in general law enforcement and specialized in training in cyber investigation. This specialized training includes computer forensics, network traffic analysis, professional certifications, and programming. This is why I'm just a vlogger. Anyway, I am familiar with the information contained in his affidavit through my review of the investigation and documents and records contained therein, and from conversations with other law enforcement officers and agents. Because this affidavit is submitted in support of an application for a criminal complaint and arrest warrant, it does not include every fact known concerning this investigation. This is, however, set forth a statement of facts and circumstances sufficient to establish probable cause for the issuance of an arrest warrant. Summary of probable cause. On the evening of September 4th, 2020, John Fitzgerald Johnson, a.k.a. Grandmaster J, forcibly assaulted, resisted, opposed, impeded, intimidated, and interfered with federally deputized task force officers while they were engaged in or on account of performance of official duties. When Johnson aimed, brandished an AR platform rifle at them, Johnson aimed, brandished an AR platform rifle at federally deputized task force officers, TFOs, referred to as TFO number 1 for the FBI, and TFO number 2 for the United States Secret Service. An LMPD officer referred to as officer number 1, officer number 2, officer number 3. While they were on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Building to take up overwatch position in the eastern edge looking down the Armory Place. Title 18 United States Code Section 111, assaulting, resisting, or impeding certain officers or employees prohibits. In general, whoever forcibly assaults, resists, opposes, impedes, intimidates, or interferes with any person designated in Section 1114 as a federal officer while engaged in or on the account of performance of official duties. Or 2, forcibly assault or intimidates any person who formerly served as a federal officer on the account of performance of official duties during such person's term of service, shall, where their acts in violation of this section constitute only simple assault, be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 1 year, or both. And where such acts involve the intent to commit another felony, be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 8 years, or both. Enhanced penalty. Whoever in the commission of any acts described in subsection uses a deadly dangerous weapon and inflicts bodily harm shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 20 years. All right. Number 6, Title 18 United States Code Section 1114 defines officer as any officer employee of the United States of any agency in any branch of the United States government, including any member of the uniformed services, while such officers or employee is engaged in the account of performance of official duties of any person assisting such officer or employee in the performance of such duties on the account of that assistance, FBI, and the United States Secret Service staff or officers or federal law enforcement officers. Introduction. Number 7. And approximately May of 2020, anonymous tipster from the public advised that the leader of the NFAC had called for attacking Minneapolis law enforcement. The leader appealed to anyone with a firearm to join him. The tipster provided links to videos where Johnson made statements on YouTube. The FBI identified this leader as John F. Johnson. The FBI reviewed these videos, determining that on or about 26 May 2020, Johnson posted the 2 videos as a response to the city of Minneapolis regarding the death of George Floyd. At various points in the video, Johnson makes a direct threat at law enforcement along with other threats of violence. For instance, in regards of NFAC members working with the other side. Woo! And many people pointed that out. Like, why would he make a statement like that? I'll kill you. Like, what? No. Believed. And let me say this. If Delta is watching, Delta, stop, man. All of that foolishness that you talking online, stop, man. What type of retarded stuff are you doing? I'm sorry to use that term, but stop, man. Man, you better wake up. They telling you they coming for you. They coming for you. I think it's sweet. Wonder why your videos ain't being taken down when you pointing guns in videos. They need it up there so it can circulate to get to the right people. But y'all think it's slick. Think it's cool. Just being goofy. Should be home making some dinner or something. But you on social media pointing guns on the camera. Unbelievable. But here we go. At various points in the video, Johnson makes a direct threat to law enforcement along with other threats of violence. For instance, in regards to NFAC members working with the other side, note, believed to be a reference to working with law enforcement. Johnson states that if you join the NFAC and we find out you're working with the other side, we will kill you. In regards to following the law, Johnson states that they, note, believed to be referencing NFAC, will react in a way we choose, and we don't care about the law, because it doesn't benefit them. In regards to interaction with law enforcement officers, Johnson instructs his followers to assault police officers, then remove the officers' bodies, cameras, and conceal the footage of them consulting officers. I told you this. I told you. Any intelligent person would have been paying attention to this language. This is the reason to pull him out. On or about May 27th, 2020, Johnson used monikers on YouTube of the official Grandmaster J. The Grandmaster J called for inciting violence against Minneapolis Police Department. In the video, Johnson called for people to go to Minneapolis with weapons in order to see what I told you he's telling people to do. People talking about, well, white officers, this is our community. Stop worrying about so-called white officers. This is our community. Why are we so worried about wanting to compare what white officers do? We know they can get away with stuff. But this is the stuff that you don't allow your children to get involved with. And this was the cause that I was fighting for. And now they're going to pull him out. And guess what? They're going to pull all those innocent brothers and sisters in. Further, on June 5th, 2020, Johnson using, I went there, probable cause, number 10. On the evening of September 4th, 2020, officers from the Louisville Metro Police Department were conducting overwatch and surveillance of crowd that gathered in Jefferson Square Park. Various protest groups had chosen this park, likely due to its close approximation to various local government buildings, to congregate related to ongoing national protest unrest related to the Breonna Taylor investigation. Officers were located inside and on the roof of the Jefferson County Grand Jury building located at 514 Liberty Street, Louisville, Kentucky. At a time prior to 8:34 p.m., a Louisville Metro Police Department radio transmission occurred advising officers that 6 to 8 heavily armed individuals parked on the Armory Place next to the parking garage structure. Federally deputized task force officers, referred to as TFO1, and TFO2, and LMPD officer referred to as Officer 1, Officer 2, and Officer 3, went to the roof of the Jefferson County Jury building to take up and overwatch the position on the eastern edge looking down on the Armory Place. The purpose was to observe the unknown armed individuals on Armory Place and try to determine their intentions. Upon arriving at the eastern edge of the roof, the officers and the TFOs began their surveillance. A short time after initiating surveillance, TFO 1, Officer 1, and Officer 3 were blinded by the light, which they were shortly thereafter determined was a flashlight mounted on a rifle being aimed at them by Johnson. Officer number 2 advised he was not blinded by the flashlight because as soon as he saw Johnson begin to raise the rifle, he pulled himself back away from the roof's edge to take cover. TFO number 2 advised he was not blinded by the light, but also pulled himself away from the roof after hearing TFO number 1 announce that Johnson aimed his rifle at the officers and TFOs on the roof. 14. The FBI interviewed all officers and TFOs above. They all advised that they identified the individual on the Armory Place who aimed the rifle at them as being Johnson. They knew him as his AKA Grandmaster J, and the group as being NFAC members. Johnson and the NFAC members have been observed by TFO2 and Officer 2 earlier in the day at G.G. Moore Park, and were driving the same vehicles and dressed in the same clothing. Additionally, all of the officers and TFOs were familiar with Johnson's appearance, mannerisms, and tactics due to NFAC's march in Louisville and July 25th, 2020, and from the watching of various online social media video posted by Johnson. 15. The officers and TFO advised that all perceived threats from Johnson based on him aiming at his rifle at them. All officers advised they were concerned Johnson might intentionally or even accidentally discharge a round at them. All officers recognized that the distance between themselves and Johnson was well within effective range of an 8 all-platform style rifle. TFO number 2 and officer number 3 were wearing soft body armor. Why were they wearing soft body armor though? In fact, they was trying to blend in. Y'all see this? It said they were wearing soft body armor. But why? For the simple fact that they were trying to blend in. You see what I'm saying? So you actually have agents within the ranks. You follow me? Whether knowingly or unknowingly, they up in there. Here we go. How can a federal agent wear soft body armor? Man, they playing war games. Who were wearing soft body armor were aware that soft body armor could not stop a rifle round. The officer and the TFO advised that approximately 30 seconds after Johnson aimed his rifle at them, Jesse Halliday, special advisor to the Louisville Metro Police Department, exited the Metro Safe building and meet with Johnson and Johnson's local NFA contact, LeBron C. There you go. LeBron C.A. The FBI interviewed Halliday, who positively identified Johnson from surveillance footage that was taken of the encounter. 17. The FBI obtained 1 Louisville Metro Police Department radio transmission and 2 surveillance video related to this encounter. Review of the radio transmission reveals that TFO number 1 makes transmission over the radio at 8:35 in 12 seconds, advising that Grandmaster J pointed a rifle at us. LMPD Major David Allen broadcasting as Car 9 at 20:35 and 22 seconds confirms TFO's number 1 statement regarding Johnson pointing his rifle at the officers and TFOs on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury Building. TFO number 1 makes a second transmission at 20:36 and 1 second, confirming it was Grandmaster J, quote unquote. 18. The FBI reviewed for surveillance video from the encounter consisting of real-time crime center camera footage taken from the southwest corner area of the Metro Safe building, as seen in the screenshots from the first camera. And these would be the screenshots. Angle label RTCC SWSS number 1 through RTC SWSS number 2. Johnson is shouldering his rifle and aiming the rifle at officers on Jefferson County building. Review of surveillance video from northwest corner area shows the same encounter and Johnson aiming his rifle at the officers and TFO on the roof of Johnson County Grand Jury. Additionally, from the angle rail, the rail-mounted flashlight can clearly be seen as on. Johnson has traveled to Louisville, Kentucky on July 25th, 2020 in order to conduct the NFAC march. Not a formation, a march. A march in protest of Louisville Metro Police Department shooting of Breonna Taylor. Prior to that trip, Johnson and his local contact, LeBron C.A., had been on video conference call with LMPD Major Gregory to coordinate the march. You see? Listen, family, in law enforcement, there are different levels. Again, you want to play, listen, the old folks tell you, you know what I mean? If you lay down with dogs, you're going to come up with fleas. And that's just a metaphor, like, be careful the games that you play. So he was on the phone coordinating with the police. Listen to it. Conference call with LMPD Major Gregory to coordinate the march. There's nothing wrong with coordinating a march with the police, but don't front like you're having a protest that's a formation and you're ready to go to war. Major Gregory advised Johnson that officers would be on rooftops of the surrounding buildings. So they told him of the surrounding. I told you this man was crazy too. That's why he was picked. And Major Gregory admonished Johnson to not to point weapons at officers, as it would be perceived as a threat. During these calls, Johnson advised Major Gregory that only NFAC members would be allowed in NFAC's march. A review of the YouTube video taken down by a bystander on July 25th, 2020, revealed that at least 2 members of NFAC calling out SWAT. I remember that one. SWAT on the roof. This bystander was on the south side of West Jefferson Street, which is the street the NFAC members used to march in Louisville Metro Hall. On July 26th, in a telephone call with Johnson, Major Gregory discussed NFAC members aiming rifles at law enforcement officers and told Johnson they were lucky there had not been a shooting incident between NFAC and LMPD. Prior to Johnson and NFAC arrival in Louisville on September 4th, 2020, additional coordination phone calls and video conferences occurred between Johnson, Major Gregory, LeBron C.A., Brooks Sue, and Halliday. So listen, family, listen to this. Here's the catcher. The people that's making the complaint is actually in a conversation with them. That name Halliday. Listen to this. Did y'all catch this? Am I wrong? Prior to Johnson and NFAC arrival to Louisville, Kentucky on September 4th, 2020, additional coordination phone calls, let's take it slow, and video conferences occurred between Johnson, Grandmaster J, Major Gregory, the police, LeBron C.A., the point man for NFAC, Brusco, and Halliday, the one who presented the complaint. I think that's what I'm looking at. I have to go back and check, but I don't want to lose my space. But I think that's what I'm looking at. That they had already talked to him prior in video calls, and now the same one that they talked to prior is making the complaint. I think that's what I'm looking at, but we'll see in a second. Remember that name, Halliday. Again, Major Gregory advised Johnson that law enforcement would be on rooftop buildings to include buildings in the area of Churchill Downs. Again, Major Gregory admonished Johnson not to point weapons at officers, as it would be perceived as a threat by officers. 24. During these calls, Johnson told Major Gregory that there would be additional weapons safety protocols in place to include clearing weapons into charging barrels. Clearing weapons into charging barrels. See how he talking all this stuff? Pointing the empty guns at people. Somebody said, I thought the guns were empty. Well, he told the people that he was going to clear the weapons. But he on YouTube talking like he a gorilla. Johnson made it very clear to Major Gregory that he did not want NFAC or any other groups intermingling, specifically until Freedom, Black Lives Matters, and Surge. Additionally, Johnson wanted LMPD to keep NFAC and counter-protesters separated. Johnson wanted LMPD. Let's see how crazy this is. Listen. Man, this is crazy. Y'all see this? Listen to this. Johnson wanted LMPD to keep NFAC and counter-protesters separated. Johnson advised Major Gregory that he would be sending an advance or recon team to Louisville the day before to scout areas. The FBI interviewed all 5 LMPD officers on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building on September 4th, 2020. All 5 officers described similar circumstances relating to the public and Johnson's knowledge that law enforcement was on the roof of the Jefferson County Grand Jury building. The officer advised that since approximately May of 2020, the Jefferson County Grand Jury building had been controlled by LMPD. The building was controlled access governmental building and public was not allowed to enter. Nightly, 3 announcements were made from the Jefferson County Grand Jury building, clearly identified as coming from LMPD, announcing the closing of the Jefferson Square Park to the north of Jefferson County Grand Jury building. To the further, LMPD Overwatch mission spotlights and speakers had been installed on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building in the nearby Hall of Justice in approximately early July 2020. Y'all listening to this? Two of the officers advised that they were wearing the LAMPD soft body armor with police semi-reflective place card. A place, I think it's am I saying that right? Placard. I don't know. The night of September the 4th, 2020. None of the officers had drawn their handguns, and only one of the officers had a rifle with him, which he did not point at Johnson or NFAC members on the armory place. All officers advised that neither Johnson or the other NFAC members perceived a threat from the officers on the roof because neither Johnson nor the NFAC members moved to cover when they saw the officers on the roof from the Jefferson County Grand Jury building. The FBI interviewed Halliday. Yep. Interviewed Halliday regarding Johnson's local contact, LeBron CA. Halliday advised that LeBron CA had been attending LA. Listen, family. Y'all ready? The FBI interviewed Halliday regarding Johnson local contact LeBron CA. Halliday advised that LeBron CA had been attending LMPD sponsored weekly meetings with community activists occurring on Thursday since approximately August 2020. This is the thing, family. You cannot act as you being a part of a liberation effort against the oppression of police brutality, claiming you're working with the police. I can see if y'all going to have a joint effort, then have a joint effort. But don't lie to people acting as if we ain't working with no police. But behind the scenes, that's what you're doing. If you're working with the police, work with the police. Ain't nothing wrong with that if that's your strategy. If that's your strategy, just be real. Just be real. That's your strategy. But you ain't got to come in front YouTube, come in front social media, acting as if you Billy Bad behind, knowing that you're a paid agent. But some of these agencies, there's layers. This is why we're looking at 3 different agencies. They might don't even know at this point that you're an agent for somebody else. They'll get that later. Or they do know and they don't care at this point. Or this is all the way to give you every credibility short from martyrdom. Now listen. Occurring on Thursday, since approximately August 2020, during these meetings, one of the topics discussed in LMPD officers' presence on the rooftops of the buildings around Jefferson Square Park. LMPD also discusses group the purpose of the rooftop speakers and spotlights on Jefferson County Grand Jury building. Other topics related to police use of force and general policies are explained to the group. Holliday stated that Johnson's circle of associates clearly would have known that the individuals on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building the night of September 4th were law enforcement. In fact, they knew the inside. They knew that everybody that was in Grandmaster J inner circle already knew the inside story. So why are they acting as if they don't? Y'all playing a dangerous game. Y'all playing a dangerous game. They're not trying to set him up. As they stated, they're trying to pull him out. As stated earlier, the FBI obtained surveillance video of this encounter between Johnson and the officers of Jefferson County Grand Jury building. One of the noticeable and important details of the video is that after the NFAC members began pointing to the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building, identifying the officer presence on the roof, no one moved to seek cover or concealment. It was all for show. None of the NFAC members appeared to be alarmed or concerned about their safety. It was all for show. A review of the video seems to suggest that Johnson and the group did not perceive a threat from the officers on the roof. No other NFAC member aimed, listen to this, no other NFAC member aimed rifles or weapons at the officers and the individual forming Johnson's security detail, quote unquote. And they got this stuff in quotes because they know this stuff is a joke. Did not point their weapons at the officers on the roof. The FBI reviewed a YouTube video posted around September 5th, 2020 by a user, Black Nation Building. Find the link. This video is taken on September 12th, 2020 and begins shortly after Johnson encounter with the officers on the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building. Towards the end of the video, upon Johnson and the NFAC members returning to their cars parked on Armory Place, an unidentified male can be seen heard speaking about the garage, Louisville Garden Parking Garage, to the south of Jefferson County Grand Jury building. The unidentified male is standing a few feet from Johnson, explains to the group twice that the parking garage next to them is higher than the roof of Jefferson County Grand Jury building. The unidentified male explains that last time he and other unknown individuals was able to enter parking garage and look down on the snipers. I seen this video myself. The FBI background of Johnson. Here we go. The FBI conducted a review of Johnson criminal history, which showed a pattern of Johnson making threatening statements and then using a rifle and a long gun to further threaten various individuals, including women and his wife. Uh-oh. 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 Come on, Grandmaster J. This is getting bad, family. Hold up. This is getting bad. I got to stop. This is getting bad. I can't do this. I can't do this no more. Fam, I can't do this no more. It's getting bad. Y'all thought I was starting trouble. This getting bad. This getting bad, family. Press 1 if y'all think this getting bad. This ain't looking good, family. This ain't looking good, family. Whether they pull them out or not, or whether this is another agency not familiar with the original plan, this ain't looking good. This ain't looking good. No, I'm not happy. Black Pearl say, am I happy? No, I'm not happy. I'm never happy to see our people fall victim to this madness. Why should this make me happy? Are you insane? Are you insane? Why should this make me happy? Only a devil would be happy with something like this occurs in our community. Only a devil. Don't nobody get happy about this. Nobody wins. Nobody wins in something like this. Whether it's fake, whether it's real, whether it's the pullout, whether it's the validation, nobody wins. Nobody wins in this. I don't win in this. What do I gain from this? Come on, man. We got to wake up, man. We got to wake up, man. Let's finish reading. Am I happy? What's a ridiculous question is that? The FBI conducted a review of Johnson's criminal history, which showed a pattern of Johnson making threatening statements and then using a rifle and a long gun to further threaten his various individuals, including women and his wife. On or around March 10, 1995, Johnson was arrested for intentionally and knowingly caused bodily injury to Raisha Williams by striking her on the left side of the face several times with a closed fist, causing pain. Johnson was also arrested for intentionally and knowingly using a deadly weapon, to wit, Westerfield 20-gauge shotgun, manifestly designed, made, and adapted for the purpose of inflicting death and serious bodily injury, and did then and there that threaten Jose Antonio Reyes with imminent bodily injury, by the use of said deadly weapon. The same charge was applied to 3 other victims. 3 other victims. And he got the nerve. We ain't having no felonies. Oh, you a felon. Telling people that they are felons. You see, man, this is the hypocrisy. This is the hypocrisy. And this is why I said, anything that I have lived in the past, I'm ready. Man, you got to reconcile that nonsense. And this is what I said. There ain't no problem with Grandmaster Jay trying to move as a liberator. The problem is that he's never reconciled the lies. Do y'all remember I said that? Anybody remember I said that? That he never reconciled the lies. Whether it was the lies about the Grammys, whether it was the lies about him being a Trump security, he never recognized the lies. Y'all remember that? You cannot move forward. Like, say, for instance, if somebody dig up something about me, guess what I'm going to say? Okay. And? Okay. Man, I heard back in the day you was this. I'm not. That ain't so. Here's the story. Let's talk about it. Come on, Moorish World TV. Let's talk about it. I heard this. Nah, that's straight up. That's straight false. Let me show you. You know what I mean? But when you got someone that refused, if you got someone that refused to answer to the things of the past that are questionable, then at that point, their whole moves become questionable. Everything becomes questionable when one refuses to address the indiscretions of their past. Everything becomes questionable at that point. Everything. And this is what I've been telling you. I've been telling you that when one refuses to address the bad choices of the past, there's no way you can move forward into the future. And he wouldn't reconcile. He would not reconcile. And so now the European, his buddies, white people love me. Y'all remember that? White people love me. And whether this is real or this is contrived, look at his name. Now look at his name. All of those that really believed in him, now they're going to have to come and defend this nonsense, and they will. And they will. Oh, that was then. Everybody has a past. Well, he should have talked about it first. He should have talked about it first before he started pointing fingers at people. It's unbelievable, family. Let's finish up. The same charges was applied to 3 other victims. The FBI arrested Johnson upon a criminal complaint. On August 4th, 2003, he was arrested by the FBI. In 2003, the FBI arrested Johnson on a criminal complaint on August 4th, 2003, based on the Johnson's actions at Fort Bragg Military Reservation on August 1st, 2003. According to the affidavit filed by the FBI agent, Johnson threatened to kill his wife, Shanice Johnson, and her platoon sergeant, while Shanice's unit was having a formation and recognition ceremony on Fort Bragg. Good goodness gracious. According to the affidavit, Shanice's unit had just returned from overseas duty in Kuwait on July 30th, 2003. Shanice had been having marital problems with Johnson and claimed to be a victim of mental and physical abuse in their marriage. On August 1st, 2003, Johnson told Shanice he was going to kill your friend after this statement. Johnson reached for the rifle in the trunk of his vehicle, and Shanice tried to stop him, but Johnson threatened to kill Shanice if he didn't get out the way. The FBI obtained Johnson's United States military record and revealed he was a single-channel radio operator. Here we go! Here we go! Oh, my goodness. This has got to stop. My, I don't want to laugh doing this. The FBI obtained Johnson's United States military record, which revealed he was a single-channel radio operator in Virginia National Guard from April 27, 1989 until April 16, 1990. According to Johnson's DD 212 certificate or release of discharge from active duty, he served active duty in the United States Army from July 1998 until September 22, 1999, which time he was discharged under other than honorable conditions. I said it. Y'all don't remember. I said, man, I think he got mental issues, but that's how he can be used. And he was demoted to rank of private. Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Y'all remember? Now listen, the way that they use you for these circumstances is when you get locked up by the FBI, now they can use you because they got something against you. Y'all remember this? Y'all don't remember this? I was wrong. I was wrong. Further review indicates Johnson accepted this discharge in lieu of trial by court-martial. They letting out all the tea. On March 18, 2005, Johnson was placed on AWOL status for lying about his appointment and being assigned to headquarters. On March 21st, 2005, Johnson was classified as a deserter, absentee. On March 1st, 2006, Johnson apprehended and returned to the U.S. military custody where he was charged with being AWOL from March 18, 2005 until March 1st, 2006. On March 9th, 2006, Johnson requested discharge in lieu of trial by a court-martial, and the request was approved on March 22nd, 2006. Johnson was discharged for a second time under other than honorable conditions. On March 25th, 2006, Johnson was reduced to the rank of sergeant private, from sergeant to private. The FBI is continuing to investigation how Johnson re-enlisted in the military after being discharged previously under other than honorable conditions. Conclusion: based on the above facts and circumstances, affiance states there are probable cause to believe that John Fitzgerald Johnson has committed violation of the Title 18 United States Code, USC Condition 111, assaulting, resisting, and impeding certain officers or employees. And signed by Regina S. Edwards. Man, that's heavy. Where we go from here, family? Where do we go from here, family? Again, family, this ain't never good. This ain't never good, family. So, family, we're going to come back and discuss this. But this ain't never good, family. This ain't never good, family. Because we don't know what's next. And this is what I've been telling people. Be careful what you get yourself involved in. Be careful what you get yourself involved in. I have only been here to warn people to stay away from this nonsense. That's all I was doing. That's all I've been doing this whole time. Trying to warn people to stay away from this. That's all I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to belittle nobody. I wasn't trying to belittle nobody. I wasn't trying to get YouTube views as people think. I was trying to tell people that from my experience in life, this is not a viable option for liberation. It's far too sloppy. It was far too sloppy, number one. Number two, there was no end game, no goal. He was freestyling the whole time. A liberation movement do not act like that. You can't run around threatening people with guns and thinking that it's okay, even if you are an agent of some sort. That's just not going to go too far, because there's another agency that's going to hold you to task. And while many people are making these videos saying that, well, why they ain't do this, or I've never said, I said, look at this, this is crazy. Look at this, this is crazy. Who does that? Who tells somebody on a march that you're going to kill them? Who does that? And then try to influence, talking about we're going to drop the age to 18? Who threatens to burn down, as somebody said here, who threatens to burn down the federal building? Who does that? The federal courthouse. Who does that? What normal-minded person does that, man? Come on, sis. Come on, man. So even if he comes out and claims to be targeted, attacked to validate himself, nobody should let the facts pass. The facts is this, that is no viable solution for liberation. None of it is. The story ends. The story ends. Crazy as Donald Trump speeches can be sometimes, you see it manifested in Grandmaster Jay. He's erratic. He's irrational. He's not making much sense. Who wakes up in the morning and put their cell phone to their face and call themselves a leader? Grand Rising. Come on. What leader in their right mind with some dignity, with some poise, what statesman you know that's going to sit on YouTube? Grand Rising. Grand Rising. And really believes that he's a factor in the lifting of oppression from a people. What? Come on. And we got people falling for that? Could you imagine Malcolm X on YouTube laying in his bed? Can you imagine that? In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, who came in the person of Master Farad Muhammad. Fast forward. By any means necessary. Any means necessary. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Could you imagine Martin Luther King laying in his bed with a phone? Hold on, Coretta. Coretta, hold on. Yeah. Now we're going to walk to Selman. And once we get to Selman, Coretta, hold on now, Coretta. Once we get to Selman, and when we get to Selman, we're going to stand in Selman. Coretta, get the babies, Coretta, get the babies. I'm on live right now. I'm on live. And then we're going to Washington, Coretta. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? And people literally acting as if that this is a viable solution for the liberation of a people. Remember, this was all about police brutality. Remember? Remember, this was all about police brutality. Now you got people sitting down with the police telling them, we're going to have people all around here. Now you want to pose and point guns at the police. Now you want to give us Texas. Somebody going to say, man, listen, let me show you this before I get out of here. We'll be back a little bit later. Let me show you something. Somebody say that I'm happy he's locked up. I can assure you, I'm not happy that that man is locked up. I've been locked up before. Trust me. I don't want nobody locked up. I want to warn people not to fall for this nonsense. But he has a history, it appears, allegedly, of understanding repercussions of irrational behavior. And just because somebody giving you a check to express your irrational behavior, that doesn't mean there's not another department that will not check you. This doesn't mean that. I would never want to see nobody locked up. That's never my goal. That's not my goal to see somebody locked up. And anybody that wish to use this moment as a laughing moment is they're just as sick as Grandmaster Jay. I may find some funny along the way, but this is really not a laughing moment. This is a learning moment. No matter how this may play out, this is a learning moment. This is what it is. You know what I mean? So tonight, family, about 9 o'clock, I'll be back and we're going to do some reactions. I mean, we're going to do some reactions and more developments on the story. I got to go and get my son from school. Family, I appreciate y'all. Thumbs up. Thanks for all of those who tuned in just now. We may What's my past history? What you want to know my past history? Huh. Dude say, what's your past history? Want me to bring somebody on to tell you about it? I wasn't no joke. That's my past history. I wasn't no joke. It wasn't a game. That's why I laughed today. I mean, I wasn't no joke. Nah. I ain't do no bluffing. I ain't do no threatening no people. Let me tell you my history. I used to beat up the bully. That's my history. That's right. I used to beat up the bully. How about that? How about that? Matter of fact, I used to tell people when I joined the Moorish Science Temple of America, I used to tell people, you better thank Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You better thank Prophet Noble Drew Ali for this. Because if it wasn't for Prophet Noble Drew Ali, most of these people would be a victim of me. That's my past. That's my past. If it wasn't for Prophet Noble Drew Ali and learning to love, and we're learning to love, most people will be a victim. That's a fact. And guess what? I got communities that have vouched for me. That's why I can walk anywhere with this. And people, I can walk anywhere with this. And they respect me because they know where I come from. I can walk into Harlem. I can walk into Baltimore. I can walk in Detroit. I can walk anywhere with this because they know my pedigree. Talk about my past. You know what I mean? My past is real. I can bring some OGs on here to tell you about mine. I can walk in circles with Bloods. I can walk in circles with Crips. I can go to corporate America with this. That's right. But let me tell you, what saved my life was common sense. Learning to think in my own mind and not having somebody transfer their mind to my mentality. You follow me? I learned to think with my own mind. And once I learned to think with my own mind, I've used my voice to help people to think with their own mind. So you can decipher manipulation. You can decipher misleading people. And you can decipher people who only intentions is to take advantage of you. Sometimes for ego, other times for money. It's only two things they're trying to take advantage of people for. They use other people to build themselves up, or they use other people to extract finance from them. In this world, that's the reason that people use people. Because they're little people. They're weak. So they need other people to make them whole. And so my objective is to show people that you got to be able to forecast. You got to be able to forecast. Just like the weatherman say the rain is coming. Moorish World TV is predicated upon teaching people how to forecast, to see the storm afar off. And that's all I've been doing. Now, man, you ain't talk about the cops. Listen, I'm going to say this before I go. One of the main reasons that I do not focus on the police, nor do I focus on oppressive or outrageous Europeans, because we already know what they're going to do because they've been doing it for over 2,000 years. They've been doing it for over 2,000 years. My objective is to focus on my people to get their mind right and not put themselves in a position in this era of time to be utilized by the oppressor. I don't focus on the Europeans. Like somebody said, I did a video on Hankerson and all of that, but the main problem is us. We are our worst enemy. If we get right, nobody can take advantage of us. If we get right, nobody can take advantage of us. If we get right, there'll be no need for the FBI to creep in for the most part. We got to focus and fix us. Stop worrying about what somebody else is doing. We put too much energy worrying about the races. when we ain't even fixed yet. We got to fix us. Got to fix us. We don't want to take responsibility for ourselves. We want to focus on what the white man doing, what the police doing. Guess what? If we had a unified community, ain't no way in the world that the police is going to choke nobody out like George Floyd and people stand there and with a cell phone. Who going to stand there in a unified community full of love and watch somebody get choked out and not go over there and grab the police up off of them? And I'm not saying that's the way we should move, but it would be instinctual. You don't sit around with a cell phone and watch somebody get choked out. So the problem is us. We are the problem. We are the problem. There's other problems around us, but we are the problem. If we fix us, 80% of the problems that we face will disappear. The other 10%, we deal with it intelligently. We deal with it intelligently, but we scared to fix us. We trying to fix everybody else before we fix us. Nobody want to speak on the indiscretions and the inconsistencies of Grandmaster Jay. We got to fix us. That's what I focus on. And that's one thing that the Prophet Noble Drew Ali taught me. He didn't teach me crazy religion that people are used to. He taught me real religion, Islamism, taking responsibility socially, taking responsibility economically, taking responsibility politically, taking responsibility spiritually, taking responsibility in every aspect of life. That's true religion. Take responsibility. Don't pass the buck. Stop passing the buck. I don't know what you heard about Moorish science. I don't know what you do about religion. But the way that I live my life, the way my life moves, I take responsibility. If you catch me with my hands in the cookie jar, cut it off. That don't mean literally. But I ain't putting my hand in the cookie jar. 6 years old, 7-year-old, 10-year-old do that. Grown men and women, they don't do that. Grown men and women take responsibility. Grown men and women, they take care of their family. Grown men and women making sure that their community is tight. Grown men and women, they don't walk around pointing guns at people. Period, point blank. And grown men like myself got to go pick up his son for my wife lose her mind. It's not, you always late picking them up. I gotta go, family. Peace and love.